So I assume you've just signed up for ultra white collar boxing, or you are thinking of signing up. If you're thinking of signing up, do it. As long as you take it seriously, and as long as you really, you want to win. You need to have the desire to win in order to do this. Whether you win or lose at the end of the day, you can't choose who you fight. You could just fight someone better, but you still need to have the goal to win. And in this video, I'm going to go over, you know, it's basically going to be a full crash course towards how you can win your fight. So to begin with, I'm Alex, and I fought in 2 of these events. I won both of them. First was in round 1, and second went the distance, but my opponent was actually a far better boxer than me. I've also signed up for the training an additional time, but I ended up pulling out because of life reasons. But my point is, I've seen the training. Really, I've seen it 3 times, so I know how the training goes. And I've also worked at the event twice, so I've seen how these fights play out. And I've seen who 95% of the winners of these fights tend to be. So yes, without further ado, I'll get straight into how you can win your fight. So the first thing to do is, which is obvious, but I'll say it anyway, because actually I say it's obvious, but most people don't do this, and that is to take this very seriously. There are real risks involved. You should take this seriously, and besides the risks, even just for yourself, when else are you going to do this? These 8 weeks are a fraction of your life. You may as well make the most of them. Make the most of these 8 weeks by training correctly, by taking these 8 weeks seriously, so that you can be in the best possible place you can be in by the end. So that when you step in the ring, you can be proud of yourself. So take this seriously. What should you change in your lifestyle in order to win? Your food and overall what you consume. You need to eat well. And that really just means whole foods. Eat whole foods, cut out processed and fake foods, cut out alcohol, cut out smoking. I can't stress enough how big of a difference this will be for you. Not only will it help your energy levels, will it help your training, but it helps your recovery, it helps your focus. So eat/drink well. And by the way, I've got a full system where I go over how to win in detail, and it includes a full module on nutrition with foods you can eat, meals, snacks, everything to do with nutrition. So if you want an in-depth look at your nutrition, check out that system. Secondly, you need to train. You need to train well, and you need to take your training seriously. So what does that mean? It means you need to go to every single one of your ultra white collar boxing sessions twice a week. If you can't make 1 or 2, that's fine. Life happens, but you really need to try your best. And if you find yourself missing too many sessions, drop out of the fight. That's my personal opinion. I think if you're doing it, you should really do it at a time where you're able to commit to it. If you're unable to commit, drop out and sign up in the future when you can commit. Aside from your ultra white collar boxing sessions, you need to be doing additional training, because twice a week is not enough time. It really is not enough time to become fight ready. Personally, I've been in fitness all my life. I've been running. I can run very long distances, very good times actually. That said, I was absolutely gassed after 1 minute actually of my first fight. 1 minute. Luckily, it ended in that minute as well, so I didn't have to keep going. But my point is, I was so exhausted just after a minute. This is a very different sort of fitness, sort of energy from anything else you've probably experienced before, whether you're fit or not fit. Even if you're a very fit person, this is going to humble you. So you need to take this seriously. So you need to train outside of your training sessions. And again, when it comes to training, I've created a whole training schedule for you in my system, which goes over how you structure your week, what exactly how you should be working out, because this is not a bodybuilding program. If you look at boxers, very few of them actually look like bodybuilders. You know, I can think of Deontay Wilder, for example, Mike Tyson. Yes, they look jacked, but the majority of them just look lean, slim, athletic. So this is not about training to get a six-pack. This is not about training to get a big, you know, chest. This is about training to be fit, to have energy and to recover, and to be able to be so exhausted, to be able to be gassed, to be able to take punches, but to be able to still keep going. So you should train in a way that gets you extremely gassed, but still forces you to keep going, because that's how the fight's going to feel. And finally, if you want to win, you need to try to have a calm mind. Which I realize how ridiculous that sounds, because how on earth can you have a calm mind? Realistically, you're always going to be scared. I was scared for both of them. If you look across the room and you see that tough-looking guy, is terrified as well. Everyone's terrified. Your opponent's terrified. However, there's a difference between chaotic fear and controlled fear. You want to get to a point where you have controlled fear, and I think the way to do that is by journaling. Really track how you're feeling each week. And again, I do have some mindset tools that I have in my system for you to check out if you're interested. And yeah, that's really how you win. You take it seriously, you take your nutrition seriously, you take your training seriously, and you take care of your mind. You journal, you track how you're feeling. That is how you win. And if you want to be in the best possible place you can be in for fight night, I would highly recommend checking out my fight preparation system linked below. It's the system I wish I had for my first fight, and it's what I actually created this for myself in preparation for my second fight, because I realized after my first fight I wasn't ready. I needed to change my way about it. I needed to change my tactics towards training and towards building up to the fight. So that's what I did. I created this system, and you know, the system, as well as a video guide, it also contains a weekly video series to sync perfectly with your ultra color boxing training sessions, so you can be 2 steps ahead of everyone else and learn, you know, so you can see what techniques you'll be learning before you go into class. Also creates a group chat with other individuals like yourself taking this seriously, and it includes a workbook where you can, well, it includes everything: workouts, nutrition, equipment you need, mindset tactics, as well as trackers, so you can track your workouts, track your diet, your meals, and track how you're feeling, which again, it worked for me. In fact, I actually fought a better boxer. In my second fight, yet I still won using this system. So I would highly recommend checking it out. Again, it is linked below. And if you do want to see how I beat my opponent, who was a better boxer, you can check out this video, which goes over exactly how I did that and how hopefully you can too.